Yeah, you mentioned that pack. Let's see it. Let's see what you take out.
So this is just a couple quick items, just gear that I personally like. First of all, as a caveat, every human body is built differently. And so my advice to you would be, don't just go buy what somebody else recommends. You need to go look at multiple different products and find the one that fits you the best. Just like shoes, we all have different size feet. Some are narrow, some are long. You need to find the pair that fits the best for you. That's what you're going to be most comfortable with. This pack, this Mystery Ranch pack, is one of my favorites. It's a super heavy duty, high quality material. This pack has actually been through 5 years, 5 guiding seasons so far, and is still in great shape. It collapses down really small on my back, so I can tighten it up so you can see it's just a really thin pack if I'm not carrying anything. But then this one, they call this the crew cab. The new version of it's called the cabinet, but it splits open so I can actually spread this pack open. If you click these sides out. And then those arms fold out, and then I can click these together. So then it makes a super huge pack that's fully adjustable. I can spread it all the way out. So then you've got a gigantic cavity that you can put it in. My wife and I hunt in Alaska every year for moose, just for ourselves. And this is the pack that I use. This will fit a full moose quarter in the back of it. But then it's collapsible enough down that I can collapse it down and keep it tight against my back as I'm carrying my gear. So this is a high quality pack. It's one of the big ones for me that I think is most important. This one has a high-rise extender kit on it, so it gets the weight higher up on your back. And then it's fully adjustable, so you can adjust they've got adjustable waistbands for it, and then you can adjust the length of your torso so it fits perfectly. The suspension on this pack is the best that I've ever used. A couple other things that I think are kind of important, and there's a lot of debate on these. I just want to show you a couple that I like. These are a big one, trekking poles. If you get online and look at the discussions on trekking poles, there are people that absolutely hate these things, and there are people that love them. My opinion is that this is the best tool you'll ever have if you're using it at the right time. The human body isn't designed, a big advantage of trekking poles is it takes the weight off of your knees and your hips. Human body isn't designed to walk with your arms. We're not four-legged animals, we're bipedal, right? But these do help when you've got excess weight on your back. So I don't use these just when I'm hiking, but as soon as I start carrying heavy loads, my body's not designed to carry 200 pounds on my back either. But when I'm packing out a moose, that's what I've got. And so these trekking poles make a huge difference. Give me balance, give me stability, and get some of that weight off of my knees. So I'd recommend looking for a good pack. Trekking poles I'd obviously throw in. And then the last two things that I think are big, good foot gear. This is one of my favorite boots that I wear. This is Crispy's. I like a more rigid sole on these boots just because the terrain that we hunt is super steep. And so if I've got something where I can kick in a toe hold, these boots have actually lasted through 2 guiding seasons. I put around 300 miles on my boots every year, and so you can see they're still in great shape for close to 600 miles on this set of boots. There's a new company out that I'm actually looking into called Lathrop & Sons, and there's a couple companies like them that they actually custom make your boot to your foot. So you actually send your foot design into them and they custom make them for you. This one just actually fits my foot really well. So whatever boot you're looking at, make sure you try it out. Make sure you wear it wear it around the shop at least. Wear it a bunch before you go on your hunts. But if you've got a good boot, this will make the difference between a successful hunt and just an absolutely terrible one. Last thing that I think is the most important in any hunting situation is this, rain gear, high quality rain gear. Sitka is my favorite. The guys at Sitka have been great to us. They're super supportive of everything we do. They're obviously huge in the hunting industry. Their rain gear is some of the best quality rain gear I've ever used. Like I said, in Alaska, you'll get usually 60% of the 70% of the time it's going to rain up there. It's going to be wet. And so if you're wet and miserable, you're wet and miserable. This rain gear I love. I even wear this just on days when it's warm. I'll zip the rain gear. They've got zippers top and bottom. And so I'll put it on and then I'll zip it down so it's just open. So it's super breathable. I don't care what any of the gear manufacturers tell you. Rain gear is not breathable. It all collects the heat in, and that's one of the things I like about it. When I'm guiding or hunting, all I'll wear is just a base layer of long johns, merino wool, and then just a nice pair of pants, and then I'll just wear these. If I get cold, I'll literally just zip it back up, and it will trap in all of that heat. And so then I'm just toasty and warm. So my recommendations to you is make sure you're looking at gear that's quality, that fits for you, and don't skimp on it. One last story, we had some hunters come up one year with us in Alaska. They'd won a hunt at an NRA banquet. They showed up in Alaska in Levi bib overalls and flannel shirts, and that's all they had. At the end of that hunt, this old boy, he was from Georgia, and as he was leaving our camp, he said, "You all can suck my blank. He's like, Alaska sucks. He was so upset. But it's because he had terrible gear. He wasn't ready for the location. He wasn't ready for what that environment entails. So look at the areas you're going to hunt, get the gear that's going to fit, and make sure you got gear that fits you.